From Wichita Falls to Paris, from Atoka, Oklahoma to the Dallas area, Texoma has a thriving music scene. Revolving around country rock and blues, the singer-songwriters of the Texoma area reach into the outlying geographic enclaves here and there around the country. It's a scene of music that is defined more by geography than it is a sound and encompasses all the facets of the music scene on either side of the border. Denison, Texas is the hub of this music region, and it's music-friendly in so many ways. Long-standing tradition and musical family spanning generations are the hallmark of this area. Denison is also one of the first 20 cities in the state of Texas to be designated a music-friendly city by the state. My name is Ann House, and I'm a singer here in the Texoma area. We're live casting from beautiful downtown Denison at the Podcast on Main studio. This is Open Mic with Ann House. Every time he does that. Oh my gosh. Well, welcome to Open Mic with Ann House. We are here in beautiful downtown Denison at the corner of Main and Burnett. We are in the Podcast on Main studio as a part of Split Window Productions. And tonight we're going to talk about AI and the music industry. It's really kind of controversial in a lot of ways.
That artificial insemination or... I come from the river, baby. I don't know what you're talking about.
First thing I want to point out, though, you will notice that as of today, my page has a new name. It's called Open Mic with Ann House instead of Ann House Music. So it was necessary for me to split my own personal music journey from the podcast. So don't worry. It's all still the same person, just focusing on one thing.
Just happy to be here.
You know what? I'm happy to have you guys. Tonight we have Gary Simpson in the red and white checkered shirt.
Yeah.
We have David Morrow over here in the maroon-colored long-sleeve shirt.
Howdy.
And Eric Bruce over here in the lovely burnt orange shirt.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you. I've known David for a while, and Gary, we've been friends on Facebook for a little while.
Yep.
But it is a lovely evening here. It's starting to get a little bit overcast again. I think we're going to get some rain again. It looks like it is. What is today? Today is June the 10th, right?
I think it's Monday.
It is Monday. Yeah,
Felt like it.
Yes, it is Monday. And as my dad always said, it's unless it rains, and then it's just another rainy day.
There you go.
So AI and the music industry, like I said, it's a pretty controversial thing. Some people use AI a lot, some people don't. But, okay, so we'll start with your initial, just the first thing that you think of when you hear that AI is being used for, what is the first thing that you think of? I mean...
Canned music.
Canned music.
Yes, it's not natural. It's not coming from the heart and the soul. Like we live the songs we write, and that is
so maybe we should
synthetic.
Qualify this, right? We're talking about whole canned songs. When you think of AI, what do you think of? What is the thing that you think? Because I think of lyrics. That's the first thing I think of.
Yeah, I haven't
because
really
I use
got
AI
into it
in
too much. I listened to the one interview about it with the Randy Travis and his team and everything, and that's about all I know about it. And I learned a lot of information on there about it, people pirating. There's like 130,000 or something recordings that are not the original artist out there, and that's been a real problem.
Yeah, it has.
So this particular situation, I kind of agree with this one situation. With the rest of it, though, I could see where Gary's coming from,
Yeah, I can too.
Now, if Randy Travis wasn't here and he wasn't a part of it, well, I could be like, what are you doing? But in this situation, I'm just kind of like, well.
So, from my point of view, there's good things about AI and not so good things about AI. Really, I think AI goes in the wrong direction. I would like a computer to come in and do my dishes and cook my dinner so that I can be creative, rather than it doing the creativity for me, just so I have more time to wash dishes, which I really don't like doing.
That's where I'm at. I feel like it's pulling the rug out from underneath us artists that are trying to create our own thing and come up with your own lyrics and hitting the note and coming up with the melodies and the music. And whenever you got just some random program that's hitting what's on, what everybody likes, rambling through it and see what's most popular, and it just pulls up tidbits and pieces to make what's going to sell the most. all part of a big corporate thing. I don't like that. I like the stuff from the heart that people has built and
Written down with pencil and paper kind of thing, right?
and lived it.
Yeah, those experiences that really come out in those songs.
Well, what about you, Eric?
Well, I guess I have the millennial view of it. The first thing I think of with AI and music is I will probably spend an hour every once in a while just sitting on YouTube looking at like AI covers of like such and such singer singing with so and so band, where they've used AI to just change things rather than create things. And that to me is just interesting, just the ability to do it. But
I totally get that. I do. I work in technology, right? I'm new to singing like this. I've been singing my entire life, yes, but I'm new to singing like this. My primary job is technology. I work in tech support. And I use AI all the time to make hot sheets for applications and things like that. And I happen to run across 2 or 3 different lyric generators. So if you take, I want lyrics that talk about New Orleans and I want it to be patterned off of this particular style or whatever, it'll bring up, a whole song's worth. And you can take it and use it or not as you choose, right? You can pick pieces out of it. I use it to help me figure out how I want something said, not what I want said, because I know what I want to say.
Yeah.
But how to say it in a way
brainstorming.
That's
all it is.
For me, it's just a great big old way to brainstorm. And I've used, I think it's called Lyric AI, and they also have a music component where you can go and play around with different sounds. I want it to sound like this, or I want it to sound like this. I want a country song, or I want, this is the time I want it to be in, things like that. So I look at it as a brainstorming tool. I look at it just as a tool. It's not something that should be the end-all and be-all, but to me, it's just a tool. You wrote some songs recently, though.
Songwriting ain't easy. It takes
not.
a lot of work. I can see where getting other ideas and things to come up with. It saves some time. It speeds up the process, I could see. But
I don't know if it does or not. I mean, and the only reason I say that is because you get a whole lot of information, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like you take one of these bowls and you go, and it's
you gotta
full,
dig through it.
and you still have to sift through it and figure out what you're going to use and what you're not going to use. And 90% of what I've generated out of there I don't use. Good heavens, Chris.
Did we say something wrong?
Apparently. So that's my experience with AI. And have you ever checked out one of those lyric generators or anything like that?
I have not, because I am a lyric generator, so.
I live with one. My husband is a lyric generator, I'm telling you. And it's so much. There's just so much.
I try to do it like Eminem. He was just always writing stuff down. I'm always, if I see something that would be a good spot in a song, I just have a list of stuff on my phone that I put a little piece of that here and there. And when I do get time to sit down, I'll just, like you're talking about that bowl, I'll just sift through it and put them in this song and some places in this song. And
right.
Sometimes it'll all come out in one. Take some time, but it's...
So what is is that basically how your songwriting process goes?
Yeah, I see life every day, and whenever I find a good melody that goes with the idea I'm thinking of, and the ball starts rolling, and you start working on it. You start going together, and you know where the song will tell you itself where it wants to go.
I've done that way where I've started it with the hook, and everything wrote itself. It's just like it wrote itself. Then I've had some where it started out with the chorus, but I'm still trying to wrap it all into a verse and trying to wrap it into a chorus.
There's a method to it.
It hadn't always worked out how I wanted to. Nobody taught me. You just do it, and that's the thing about songwriting is there's no rules. If you can make it work, it works. Because there's some singers going to sing a lyric and words a certain way and play it a certain way. You go to try to do it, and you can't really replicate it. You kind of got to do it your own way. And that's what makes you original, I think. However you want to make it work in there, because songs don't always have to rhyme. It's just however you make it work.
Right. Right. You got something to play for us tonight, Gary?
Got one. You ready?
Yeah. So the way, again, that we generally do this, if you would let him use your mic for either his guitar or for him to sing with, probably for the guitar, it works better that way.
Guitar got a name?
Girl, look at.
Yeah, that's a good question. Does your
Black
guitar
Beauty.
have a name? Black Beauty. Okay. He's taking off with our pretzels, dudes.
Hey, man.
I know, right? Took off with the candy, and then he took off with pretzels.
There you go.
That sounds pretty close.
That's a good sound.
That's one I come up with. Mike Baez gave me the hook for it. It's called Ship in a Bottle. Your memories are like the waves here on the ocean. They roll out and roll back in again. My heart is like the sand here on the beaches. The waves keep it beating and warmth in. Got an old guitar and a bottle here by the water. Gotta find a place way away from you. Yeah, I gotta find something to keep my hands busy. When I finish this bottle, I know just what I'll do. I'm gonna build me a ship in a bottle. Gonna bust this guitar and build it out of screws. Just wood and wire inside a Jim Beam bottle. That's where I'm gonna sail away from you. Tonight I'm building a ship in a bottle. Girl, I'm almost down to my last drink, and I'm gonna sail away on a sea of memories. And tonight, I'll pray my ship don't sink. I'll build a sailboat sure fast and steady on a sea of whiskey drifting all along. Just a time machine that's gonna take me from your memory. One more pull and I'll be good as gone. I'm gonna build me a ship in a bottle. Gonna bust this guitar and build it out of spruce. Just wood and wire inside a Jim Beam bottle. That's where I'm gonna sail away from you. Tonight I'm building a ship in a bottle. Girl, I'm almost down to my last drink, and I'm gonna sail away on a sea of memories. And tonight I'll pray my ship don't sink. Just a one-man vessel on a mission toward the sun. Out there where I'm headed, there's only room for one. I'm gonna build me a ship in a bottle. Girl, I'm almost down to my last drink, and I'm gonna sail away on a sea of Pray my ship don't sink. Little ship in the bottom. Thank you.
Definitely good. I like that song. You said that it was really good, and I totally agree with that. That was really pretty cool.
Like that one needs to be on the radio. It's live now, so that's
It's
a start.
live now,
That's a
yeah.
start.
So you said that you got a hook from somebody else on that one. What was the ship in a bottle part,
Mike
or was
Baez,
it another line?
No, just the ship in the bottle. Mike Baez that owns the Iron Horse down there. I've known him 15 years, and we're sitting there bellied up one day, and he's like, "Brother, I got you a hook," and he just come up with that, and he was like, "I'm going to build a ship in a bottle and sail away from you." And I went home in a week or so and come up with it, come back and brought it to him. He was just like, he rides around in a tractor a lot. Mm-hmm. He calls it the green room. He's always coming up with hooks and helping me out. And he's got a bunch of them we're working on. But
Well, that's pretty great. So are you going to record that one soon?
I haven't ever laid that one down. I'd like to. I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to play around and work on getting into the studio and get about 10 or so of them I've got over the years together and something to promote.
I'm telling you, there's this area has. If you need session singers or players, they're all over the place. Then Chris runs a really great studio upstairs, and
I've recorded in here one of my songs.
Yeah.
Before, once or twice. So
I have to grab one of your songs. I'm waiting for that one.
all right,
I'm
working on
come
it.
out.
It just takes that right there.
Yeah, it does. It does. But you know what? It probably doesn't take as much as you think. You know, I know we do a lot of my recording at home, right? Because I managed to get all the equipment on the cheap somewhere along the line, right?
Yeah.
And so it's really not nearly as expensive as you think it is.
Really awesome. Put that on K10.
Would you stop? God, I love my husband. So, what do you think you would get if you put that hook into something like Lyric AI? Do you think you would get the same thing? Do you think you would get something similar?
I do not know.
Never even looked at it.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't know. I imagine it'd probably be about the same because I didn't live none of that. I've been divorced a few times and have some stuff to pull off of on it, you know. And there's been times I wanted to just sit on the beach at the lake and just drink your problems away. But
Oh God, yes, please.
I've
been
never.
there.
But that's what I do. Whenever I get the picture, I paint myself into that scenario, and I'm like, it's what I love about music. It's you try to write a song like "Paint Me a Birmingham." I mean, it's the same deal.
I know that song.
Whenever you hear the song, you can put yourself in that place, and I try to work from that hook out and imagine every word, putting somebody there. It's like writing a novel. When you read a book, you're in there. You are that person. You're that character, and I like to write that way out. So you're like painting yourself in the song. Everybody's so relatable, you know. So that's what
an
sells.
interesting way to look at it. I was curious what you would say to a new songwriter. I mean, or a new performer, somebody who's never.
That's it.
Just that it?
You got to get in it.
Yeah, you can
You
live
put
through
yourself
somebody
in.
else. Yeah, you can listen. I've listened to other people's stories and been like, you know, when you're writing a song, you feel their emotions, and you can use those emotions, you know, in your stuff, you know.
Oh, Alan Jackson's one of my favorites, and you can listen to any of his songs, like "Drive for Daddy Jean." Like if you ever watch the video, you know, you don't have to watch a video. I like to hear a song, and the video is in your head. You know, you just it paints itself while you're listening to the song. That's the good songs right there. They can't all be like that, but
No.
Do you write songs, Eric?
No,
No,
not
just,
at all.
You enjoy just playing?
I'm just a player.
Yeah. I have a friend who does that. He plays. He's an excellent sound man, and he plays, but he's not in a place where he wants to spend time writing right now.
Yeah, in my particular circumstances, I didn't used to play guitar till I've been playing about 10 years now. But I wrote songs before that, so I have a lot of songs with no music.
Right.
So I'm starting to get where I'm able to, I can find that chord on my guitar, and I'm getting to where I can start putting music to my songs, because now it's a little different. You think, oh, this is a good song, but then you start putting music to it, and you're like, well, it don't really work.
It doesn't work that way.
I'm going to have to adjust that.
Yeah, what chord's next? Yeah, you got to put the melody with the story, and
I am working on a
that.
song right now. It's pretty much about whenever and I'm actually writing this one on the guitar. I've got the first verse done, and I got the chorus, and it's just about sitting around the fire, and everybody's sat around the fire, and it's kind of where you can be truthful to yourself a lot of times,
Right.
and you're just sitting there looking at that fire. Sometimes you don't have a care in the world, nothing in your mind at all.
They
You're just
call
staring
that
at the flame.
caveman TV.
There you go. But I've been
Oh, I
writing
like
a song
that.
about
That's
that.
good.
It's just about
Caveman
just
TV.
sitting around the fire. Maybe some of it will be about, sitting around with your friends, but it starts out sitting by yourself, But you can go so many angles with this area, and it's such a simple thing, but it's something that we do at my house a lot,
Oh yeah,
Sit around the fire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
We cut a lot of trees down because, we're trying to reclaim the backyard, so a little bit of time, we got to burn it.
There's a backyard out there, huh?
Oh, yeah, well, we
Yeah.
got a pool and a garden, and the dogs don't much care for it, but
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, we had to trim a whole bunch of trees around our house, so we have, stuff that's just kind of hanging around.
yeah.
I got you. I totally know what you mean. So, talk about the process that you're using to write your song.
A
A little bit more about it.
They just kind of come to me, like sometimes, like I'm just now getting to where I can get on that guitar and start playing my own melodies, and I wasn't able to do that for a long time. So this is actually new for me, learning to write this way. Because used to, I could come up with the words and and how they fit together and everything, but whenever you're putting it with the music, I can't say that it's hard, but it's different.
How is it? I mean, okay, so compare and contrast the way you used to do it, because I'm guessing it was before you learned to play guitar.
Yes. It's almost like I can hear the tune in my head. I can't explain it. I just hear it. It's there. I know
Yeah.
what it should sound like, and that's just how I did it. I did karaoke for a long time and a cappella and stuff like that before I got into a band. So I always
Right.
had it where I could sing a song with no music
Right.
like it's supposed to go.
Yeah, that's what I have to do.
And now I don't have to do that, but it's still something that still helps me to this day.
Mm-hmm.
I have I guess you call it like a photographic memory with notes.
Nice.
I can pick a note out of the air.
Now you got the Pandora's box with the guitar. It's just
Yeah.
what's in your head, and then now you're playing the guitar, and it's come up a whole bunch of different ideas.
Yeah, it has.
Every different chord you can hit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it
know.
takes time. That's kind of how I learned how to do it too. Just
And there's still some things I can't do. Like Gary will do some runs and some breakdowns and stuff like that. I hadn't gotten there yet. I'm like, I can play them when I learn a song with somebody or cover.
Right.
But when I'm doing it myself, I'm like, there's something there, and I just don't.
compared to most people in this town, I can barely hold that thing.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Oh,
There's
man,
some
I'm
really
just happy
good-
to be able to hit 3 or 4 chords at the same time.
I am too.
What is it? Greg Guyman always says 4 chords in the truth, 3 chords in
Yeah,
the truth.
that's
or whatever.
the truth.
I mean,
that is
yeah,
it.
it is. So I was watching
3
something
chords in the truth.
on a friend of mine sent it to me years ago, and I was watching it, but somebody poked it at me again at some point, and if you look at most of this really good catchy songs out there, you could probably play the same 4 chords in the same pattern and cover, well, this particular video showed that they covered, I guess, about 25 songs.
You can sing just about anything if you find you can run it all up and down the neck of the guitar, changing it any chord, as long as you can sing it in that note.
Yeah.
That's what I've realized after playing all this long. It's
Yeah.
I'll hear something and I'm like, man, I like that, and I'll try to learn this cover song, but it don't fit my voice, so I
Right.
can either capo it or detune the guitar, put it in the gear you want it in, and
Yeah.
go. It's no different. It
Yeah.
just a little bit lower instead of being up there.
I myself,
Just a
I'm
little
able to sing in a lot of different ranges. So what I do in that area is I just pick the range that I feel most comfortable with, because sometimes I can do the original song just fine, but if I do it over here, I don't know, it's more me,
That's when it's better.
And I
Whenever
think-
you're comfortable, the crowd's comfortable.
I think everybody does that. I know because I know I do it. Because my accompanist fusses at me, you put stuff in weird keys. And I'm like, well, dude, I'm a soprano. Come on.
That's where your voice is at.
Yeah, it's where my voice is at. Yeah, it is.
I do a lot of picking with Dustin Perkins, and he tunes
Oh,
his
yeah?
guitar down.
Yeah.
And
So does Tim.
I can think about it sometimes on some songs he does. And mine's regular tuned, and
Right.
if he's up here, I can capo it and get with him. But most of the time, it's just like, you got it, man. Just go.
Open
You know?
tuning. Yeah, you're an. Yeah, I know.
Well, he just tunes it a half step down, so
Yeah.
it ranges your voice, and
That's what.
it's like
Yeah, that's like.
that's what I've been doing with this guitar. I been using it a lot, half step down.
Yeah.
And I got another one that I play certain songs that don't fit me in that regular
Mm-hmm.
tune, and I'll use this one. And I carry two. Never thought I'd be that way, but it's pretty cool.
It is kind of cool. I see Oliver
Be
do it
able
a
to just
lot.
saves your voice for the night, you know,
Mm-hmm.
if you're singing 3-4 hours.
I don't know if it saves mine, but
Oh, it's
You
a
ain't got no
workout.
rafters.
It's just like exercising. The more you do it, better you get at it. When I first started, and I was doing my first show, I was so excited. But by set number, hour number 4, I'm like, it was all I could do. I had to push the notes out, focus real hard.
I have certain songs that will be at the. Yeah, they have to be at the end of the set. Otherwise, there's no way I'm going to be able to do it.
Oh, yeah. That's why I
And
do
then there's some songs that have to be at the beginning of the set, or there's no way in hell I'm doing that one.
I feel you.
You know?
like Neon Moon and Empty Glass always go at the end when you
Yeah.
get way up there at the end. For
Yeah.
me, it's you got to
For
get high.
me, it's "I'm the Only One" by Melissa Etheridge. That one, because it goes right through the middle of my break point. When you switch from chest to head, it it hurts. It hurts sometimes, and it has to be I got to be warmed up, but I can't be so warmed so much so that I can't.
Crack at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, right. There are some that just fit right in the middle of my range, and which is really great, and it makes it really good for songwriting too, because I know right where this song is right there in the middle of it, and I can do this, and so I can figure out melodies. But I think, oddly enough, the best place for me to deal with melodies and things like that is in the car. I have a voice recorder on my phone now, because if I don't, I will forget it. I will lose it. It will be gone forever.
Yeah.
Yep.
And ever amen,
I've done that a lot. Just I get a little hook going in my head and just hit that piece on it, or
Yeah.
write some of it down, for just lyrics. But
Right.
if you get so much going on in life, if you don't jot it down,
You will
when
forget it.
Yeah, you never come back to it. You never get that magic happen again.
So
Yeah.
I store a lot of mine on my phone because, today your phone's with you pretty much 24/7. And I don't have nearly as much there as I do that came out of Lyric AI, right? I've got like 3 or 4 different sets of lyrics out of that I took what they gave me and I said, well, okay, I don't like that line. I don't like the way that works. That doesn't fit the song. Okay, I'm going to do this, and this.
Oh, you left us some. Thank you.
I'll kill him. Okay. So it's
Will they be able to hear this on the air?
of course they are. So go ahead and do it. So you're writing a song. Is that one of the ones that you have for us tonight?
No, I'm just doing covers tonight.
Okay, that's cool.
But
Cool. Let's do it.
I'm working on that one. This one is the Randy Travis one that's been controversial.
Right. So
Wasn't not really
the-
controversial, but it's been kind of brought the subject up a little more.
Yeah, that's one of the
know.
reasons that we're talking about this. Is Randy Travis had a stroke in 2013, and as a result of that stroke, he was no longer able to sing. More or less lost his voice on that. Last month, a song that what they did is after reading this article, they stripped out his voice on several different songs.
They took 42 samples of his
Right.
voice and sent them to a company there in Europe.
Right, and then they collated, I suppose is one way to put it, right?
You don't say.
They created Randy AI is what they call it. Like he can
Yeah.
go in and answer a question, or he can write it down what he wants to say, and they'll put it in there, and it'll put it into his original voice.
Right.
And they've also transcribed that into the singing voice.
Which I think is really just, that is a pretty amazing thing to do, because
Technology has come a long way.
hasn't it? It really has. Okay, so we talk about these phones that we carry around with us, right? Who knew when I first started working with computers 27 years ago, this thing has more computing power than the first computer I ever did support on. or with. This thing.
And they told us we wouldn't have a calculator everywhere we go when we were kids.
I know, right? Who knew?
Yeah.
There were so many pieces of the original Windows 95, for example, that had afterthoughts. Okay, so you're probably too young to remember this, but there was a time.
Surprisingly not. I'm also in tech.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Remember dial-up networking?
Yep.
Okay, that was an afterthought. They never intended for people to use that, except in some weird-ass instances, right? It was never intended to actually be used. They thought nobody would want it, and 27 years ago, that was my job, was dealing with dial-up connections to connect to the internet.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, turns out it let me talk to people. I don't normally talk to people. I'm usually a pretty shy person, but when it comes to something either I know well enough or I believe in enough or something like that, I don't have any problems with it. Like this.
I hear you.
But the fact that we have gone from that all the way to there is a connection in the air that makes my phone talk to other computers just is...
Mario Paint blew my mind whenever I was a kid. Now look at what we got.
I know, right? And so to know that we can do something like that for a singer who has lost the ability to sing, I'm sure he can still write. He can say what he wants to say. He just can't sing it.
Did he ever write his songs, though? Anyway, he was just a great voice.
Not necessarily. I mean, look at Chris Stapleton, right? For example.
That's the writer.
He's a writer. He's been writing in Nashville for, 30 years? Maybe more? It's kind of like what did Willie Nelson say? He was an overnight sensation after 20 years?
Yeah.
Or 30 years or whatever?
But Willie also said you can't make a record if you ain't got nothing to say. It took him a while to get there to get it on enough to go out there and sell it.
Yeah.
He wrote Crazy. He wrote Walking After Midnight. So
Willie,
he had a lot to say.
Yeah.
He just wasn't singing it. Right?
Just like Chris is doing now.
Yeah.
He wrote a bunch of songs for people,
that's
and
true.
now he's
That's absolutely
kicking
true.
it.
So, it's how does that how is that supposed to encourage people like me? Because I didn't start doing this but about 4 years ago, right? And I raised my family and did all the things that I was supposed to.
I feel the same thing. I've been doing this my whole life since I was, or not my whole life, but since I was 20. But I'm 43 now, so it's like, at the time you think you're really going to start getting up a hill and start getting a fan base and writing some good songs, and you look at guys like that are just got a plethora of stuff. And I'm meeting people in this town that have hundreds of songs that they've wrote, and they're all killers. It's just like, man, it ain't easy.
It isn't easy. And so anything that would make it a little bit easier, shouldn't we embrace it in some ways?
Not if it ain't true to the heart, though. That's where I stand. I'm just saying.
No, that's that. Hey, I
it's still canned music to me, I think.
Right.
It's something that's not natural. It's some computer brain of what the people want, and that's what people get too much that they want, as it is as a society. We got everything handed to us too dang much. I think it needs, from the technology. I think the things that really mean the most are things that come from the heart and the soul, and things that are lived and people can relate to. That's what's more touching than anything than this.
So I want to hear
made up
this song then.
soup sandwich that they pour out of that electronic box you got in your hand.
Yeah, no kidding. So I want to hear that song.
You have to put your knife down a little bit there. I want to thank Eric here for playing for me. Kind of smashed my pinky there.
You didn't kind of smashed it.
Yeah.
You smashed it.
So
Drove the meat out of it.
I did. I'll have it back in my hands for you. I'll be playing again.
Good.
Till then,
Looking forward to
I
it.
got a great friend here helping me out.
Good deal.
She had eyes like diamonds, they caught the light. Oh, but they were dark and deeper than a night. But when she'd smile, out came the sun. And there ain't no more where that came from. She had a dress this way, all around her knees, and a voice as soft as a summer breeze. And a touch that told me that I was the one. And there ain't no more where that came from. I must have said to myself, there must be somebody else out there somewhere. I must have said to myself, it's a great big old world and girls are everywhere. Oh, but now I know there's only one, and there ain't no more where that came from. And it ain't like I ain't been trying to find someone. There just ain't no more where that came from. Oh, where that came from. It is a good song.
What about that song would tell you that it's canned?
Well, that song wasn't AI generated. It was written by
That's what I was
somebody.
going to ask. I didn't know.
Okay.
I
It
don't
was.
know that.
It was
If
one
the
of the-
AI's doing that, I'd have to hats off to it. But that was
Yeah. So
that's very good. But
the article that I was reading, there's like there's a lot of articles on this one, right? Obviously, right? The sound, some parts of the sound that were created by the computer were not authentic to his performance. They used two different models. One had 12 samples, that's the word, and one had 43, like you said. They were able to improve on the AI version, and it is much different than what happens when a computer programmer uses AI to create something without permission. He went through every emotion there was in those 3 minutes of just hearing his own voice again. As of the first week, I believe it was, 3.3 million streams of that song. 3.3 million streams of something that, and all, in this particular instance, the song was written and the music was written. It was the voice that they pulled in. That's it. That's really all they did was pull in the voice. I don't know. There's something to be said for it, right?
I like it because I love old Randy. He's like one of my heroes, like
Yeah.
Alan Jackson and George Johnson. I don't want to see him go out yet. I appreciate
Right.
them. It's like him being in a wheelchair. I'd push that sucker. But anybody else, like Nashville's cookie cutter enough as it is, and they're gonna just
That I agree with.
be doing
Totally and
stuff.
completely.
And if that's the next thing, then what in the heck am I doing down here? I'll sell
know.
my damn guitar
That is
if
something.
it's gonna go to that.
You know, I don't think that we're going to get totally AI created music that is going to. There's something about and this is probably not the best way to put it, but there's something about a naturally written song as opposed to an AI written song that is always going to appeal to the public. It's not I don't think it'll ever go away any more than
That AI can write some stuff like that hits you right there. And
it can.
then what are you doing? That's where I'm at with it. It's like,
See that, and
why do I sit around and beat my head against the wall at night and try to work on some of these songs I'm working on now? And it's just like, when you hear that, it just makes you want to just put it up. Golly.
Yeah.
because it's important to you, because it's
there's that.
something that you want.
Yeah, that's why I do it.
So my husband, he writes poetry. Like I said, he's literally a lyric generator. If I want something, I just say, "Hey, Chris, do something about this," and he goes, and there it is. He can't not do it. Y'all know who John the Revelator is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know him.
He can't not write
So I
songs.
think every day. I talk to people like a songwriter. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I watched too many westerns growing up. So
Westerns are great.
I see old sayings, and I'm just, well, that's what you get for that. It's just,
Yeah.
it's how I see life, and that's what helps me write songs. Is
My
being
most
deep.
recent hook is what Mama always said. My mother just passed away, and so I was writing about her, but I'm getting a little stuck. So AI may help me out a little bit on that, just to help me get over that hump of being stuck in the lyrics. Because sometimes when lyrics are so very close to you, like something like that, you can get bogged down, or at least I do.
Right. I just usually give it time, go on to a different song, and then something will happen in my life while I'm going through my day-to-day stuff that I keep that one back there on the back burner, and something will click and put another little piece to it.
Yeah.
Some of my songs have taken 10 years to write, but it's
I've got a list of all those things. Ooh, that sounds cool. I'm going to write that down.
Yeah, I have a list on my phone too of new song ideas.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of different ideas.
Yeah, I've got
random
that too.
pieces. If I lost my phone, I'd be more worried about losing that app that I got than all
yeah.
my contacts.
Oh, I lost somewhere in the move. I have a songwriter book
really?
where I've written all my songs, and
Oh, yeah?
I can't find that book. They're still here.
Yeah.
I need to write them down. I haven't lost anything, but there was probably some in there that, oh yeah, I never finished that one.
Paul Noel said he wrote one on the back of a napkin and lost it for 20 years. And I think it was 20 years. Could have been a little bit less. And he was cleaning up or something and found the napkin. There it was.
There you go.
And he was all ready. What's the other one that you brought for us?
A Wade Bowen song called "Who I Am."
Okay.
He's a Texas artist.
Oh, nice.
He's
Okay,
from
I
here
like
in
Texas artists.
You'll find him on the range. They play the song on there a lot. I had heard the song from Bailey Ray. She
I do.
she
actually.
played on the Voice. She started down here at the Rialto, and she had covered it one day, and I'd never heard the song, and I'm like, I like
I've
that.
never heard a girl do that song.
She does a hell of a job of it.
I bet. That would be cool.
There's that changing it to different key thing going on there.
Yeah.
And luckily, he can keep a tune.
That's always a good thing. I do like your voice, Dave. I always.
Oh well, thank you very much. Well, I love to watch the sunset as it fades behind the trees. And I love to talk to God and get down upon my knees. And I love the time I spend with my family and friends. And I love to dream about all the places I've never been. I love to watch you laugh and smile. I love to watch you dream. And I love it when you take my hand and let me know you believe in me. And I love it that you're my girl. I love that I'm your man. And now that you're in my life, baby, I know exactly who I am. And I know I'll always love you, and I may not always be right. And I love it how we make up after each and every fight. And I love you oh so very much, more than words can say. And I don't know why or how, but I love you more every day. And I love to watch you laugh and smile. I love to watch you dream. And I love it when you take my hand and let me know you believe in me. And I love it that you're my girl. I love that I'm your man. And now that you're in my life, baby, I know exactly who I am. Well, I love to watch you laugh and smile. I love to watch you dream. And I love it when you take my hand. Let me know you believe in me. And I love it that you're my girl. I love that I'm your man. And now that you're in my life, baby, I know exactly who I am. Oh yeah, yeah. And now that I know exactly who I am. Oh yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. So it'll be a golf clap. I know who I am, and that I think if you know who you are, even if you're using an application to help you get over the humps of the lyrics or get over the I can't get that chord right, or I need some ideas that will flesh this out a little bit, that perhaps AI may be a blessing for those of us who are not like you, right? Or like John. Yeah, you.
Calling me out?
I'm calling you out, dude. No, seriously. Or like John. Stuff just falls out of that boy's brain. I mean, and it gets onto paper and out in his... seriously, I swear there's a direct correlation between his brain and his guitar.
That's where it goes. That's where that's his canvas, like mine. That's where you're thinking about it, and you take all the stuff in, and it just dribbles right on out. But then there's some of us who just have a hard time with it, and we have things that we want to say. It takes time.
You know, so.
Meaning you ain't.
Oh,
you
no,
ain't
of course
got the
not.
same thing.
Of course not. No. I would never say that. I mean, seriously. I've got like 4 things that I'm working on right now. It's like reading 4 books at the same time.
On top of bills and taxes and insurance and registration.
Bills, taxes, and insurance and registration.
And
and
low
I've
tire
got to,
light and check oil.
and dishes.
Yeah.
We mentioned the dishes earlier,
cats and
right?
dogs.
Yeah.
Dishes, cats, dogs.
Yeah, it ain't easy.
It isn't. It really isn't. And
That's life, though.
it is.
Got to go with the punches, man.
Very much so. I totally agree with that. I know that you have another one, right, that you wrote
I do.
that you wanted to play. I would love to hear that. Because here we've got the dichotomy between the two, right? Covers, originals.
There you go.
There's something to be said for cover. I like doing covers. Trust me, obviously, right? But,
Do the latest one.
okay.
I wrote called Love the Rest of Your Life.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
It's got
All
a little
right.
bit of churchiness to it and a little bit of wisdom.
Say hi to all the
Hola,
people.
folks. How are you today?
David, microphone over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna need that.
Need that get fiddle mic.
Get
Come on in here, baby.
Gosh, I haven't heard that in a while.
Get her all set up. How's it sound, Chris? We've already got check 1, 2.
I heard him holler. We're good.
Some people live life by the seat of their pants. Some chase crazy dreams, others make plans. If you walk enough roads in life, it's easy to see which one to turn down, which one to let be. I've been down some dark roads in my life, learned it all the hard way, so here's some advice. You got to hold on as tight as you can. Be a good neighbor, be a good friend. Don't be scared of the serpent or the sting of its bite. Know the lamb's blood is in you and all of its might. You're gonna be okay, long as you ain't afraid to love the rest of your life. Every road in life has its own ups and downs, our own set of twists and turns we gotta go around. If you stay in your lane, man, you're gonna be fine. You'll be okay if you obey the signs. I've been down some dark roads in my life, learned it all the hard way, so here's some advice. You got to hold on as tight as you can. Be a good neighbor, be a good friend. Don't be scared of the serpent or the sting of its bite. Know the lamb's blood is in you and all of its might. You're gonna be okay, long as you ain't afraid to love the rest of your life. Love the rest of your life. You got to hold on as tight as you can. Be a good neighbor, be a good friend. Don't be scared of the serpent or the sting of its bite. Know the lamb's blood is in you and all of its might. You're gonna be okay, long as you ain't afraid to love the rest of your life. Love the rest of your life.
Very nice. I
Thank you.
like that. That's really nice.
Appreciate it.
It's like those cool upbeat songs that just make you feel happy.
Toe tapper.
Yeah, there you go. It's a toe tapper.
Yeah, it's one of the only ones I got. Usually it's about love gone wrong whenever I write something.
I told Gary earlier, you know what happens when you sing a country song backwards? You get your dog back, your car starts running, your wife comes back.
Oh gosh, that's funny. I love that though. So where are you playing this upcoming weekend?
I don't even remember. I ain't got my phone with me.
No. Okay. So what are you doing this weekend?
I don't have anything coming up this weekend. We've got some parties coming up here soon, some catering things coming up,
Yeah.
doing some cooking. We do a lot of cooking at my house, you know.
I was hoping you'd bring something, but you didn't.
It's those Mondays. Now we did do some this weekend, but it's gone.
It's gone. It's gone. Well, you know that happens.
But we've recently started with a partner doing B&D Barbecue and Entertainment, where we can bring you the food and the entertainment, what kind of event you want, corporate, private, whatever you need. You know.
And where can they book that?
They can go to just to my page right now, you know, or Bubba Vaughn's page as well, you know.
Bubba.
Okay.
And we do it together. He's my partner because I couldn't do it. I've tried to do it by myself, and it's hard, you know.
Is
It's
it?
good to
Yeah.
have a partner, you know.
Right.
Mallory helps me out a lot, but it's a lot for you and two people to feed people and entertain people at the same time.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. So what's next on the horizon for you?
Probably were you going through these songs again. I've got
He
two
says,
young-
practice.
Yeah, 2 young kids at home, and so this was just to help David out. But
So it's
I
not
hadn't-
something you do on a regular basis?
no, I hadn't picked up a guitar in probably 6 months before
Wow.
last week or the week before last.
Oh my gosh.
You are too. It's pretty good.
Yeah. No, it is.
Oh, he can do some razzle dazzling on that thing, all up in that down that neck. I'm like, dang.
Well, hey, our community is, this area has a very tight-knit, friendly, welcoming community of musicians,
Yep.
both professional and amateur.
What I mean,
Do you get paid for what you do?
I guess I do. yeah.
Okay. Technically, I do too. So, but
There you go.
we have, if all you want to do is just fart around with music, there are open mics pretty much every day of the
Can you
week.
say fart on there?
You can say fart. This is Facebook. We can
Okay.
say- do y'all know who Matt Blackshear is?
Yeah.
Yes, he was on once. We managed to rein him in. I think he only dropped the F-bomb maybe 5 times.
Right on. Okay, I didn't know what kind of show we had going.
Yeah. Well, because it's on Facebook,
Let her
it
eat,
really
huh?
doesn't matter. Anyways, the open mics here are what kind of bring everybody together in a lot of ways. There's one on Monday night, tonight, down there at the Horses Axe. So if you leave here and you want to catch it, you catch the last part of it down there.
There you go with that cussing again.
Yeah, I know,
Oh,
right?
axe.
So, Horses Axe. First time I saw that, I'm going, beer, axes, probably not the best combination in the world. But it works.
I've been there. It's pretty fun.
It is a good place. It is a really good place. Tim Rogers runs one down there. He's down there right now, actually running one. Tomorrow night, there is one at Mel's Grill, which is more or less around the corner. I have no idea what that was for. But anyways, Mel's Grill, they've got an open mic that's there. Oh, I forgot to add Lacey's. Tonight, if you don't mind the ever so slightly profane, Lacey's Bar and Grill, or Bear Girl, down there on Texoma Parkway between 10 and midnight-ish. Oliver White runs that one.
Across from city limits.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah.
That is a unique bunch of folks because that particular environment allows them a lot of latitude in the lyrics.
Yeah, that's the
Let's
one.
just go that way.
That's the one Chupacabras invited me
Yes.
to a couple of times.
Oh, it's fun. It is absolutely hilarious.
Almost past my bedtime. out
Oh,
of
I
country.
know. I know the feeling, right? Tuesday night at Mel's Grill. Wednesday night is at Kickbacks on Armstrong. That is probably the biggest one in North Texas. It goes for 4 hours, and they almost always run directly right up to the end and still have people wanting to play. So if you want to do something like that, you just inclined, go there. I strongly recommend it. You get a lot of good jam sessions out of it, too.
You missed the point where he said he had little kids at the house.
He's
He's lucky to get out right now. He's on a.
I do understand
I
that.
already messaged the wife and be like,
Yeah.
how's it going? She's got 2 kids trying to go to sleep at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thursday night at Coyote Club over on Myrick. That's Jonathan Van Hust. John, the Revelator,
The Revelator.
runs that one. Check the top of my page. There's a
Yeah, I
pinned.
seen your your schedule there.
Yeah, there's a
that you
pinned
have there.
post. I try to keep up with them all. There's going to be one in Oklahoma, and Jason Starkey's running it at Spaceship Earth. So, I mean, if you just want something like that, go there. Just participate in the music in the area, though. You will find it greatly enriches your life in so many different ways.
It's good for the soul.
Yeah. There's also, my husband is a big proponent for radio, and he's working on putting together a community internet radio station called KJAM. So if you have an interest in that, either perhaps being a personality on the air, you want to curate a list of yours and your companions, whoever you want, talk to him. His name is Christopher House. You can get him through my page if you want to. It's Open Mic with Ann House on Facebook. My personal page is there too, of course, just straight up Ann House. Find me, talk to me about that. He's looking for people who want to curate lists, who want to be on-air personalities, who want to set up their own show. And it's going to be community-based. It's designed for this area. Denison is a music-friendly community, by and large, but that's also a state designation. And the city had to go through a lot of hoops to get that. So they've been a music-friendly community since just before COVID.
Yeah.
And so they're really, they push busking, they push.
I'm liking it.
Yeah.
It's coming around. There's
It
been
really
a lot more
is.
music around here. Like
Yes.
Kenny had all kinds of stuff, and further south and everywhere. But now we're getting there.
I know,
it's
right?
nice.
That's why I moved back here 9 years ago, because I had a band called Local Traffic in Arkansas, and you had to travel so far to play, and only making
Really?
$100.
Yeah.
You really ain't making no money, but you're having fun.
Oh, you get
But-
paid to load up.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Paid to play music.
But we did that, and I want to come back here. There's a bigger music scene, Of course,
There
this
is.
is my hometown and stuff. I think, Gary, aren't you playing at Red Rock here soon?
Oh yeah, the 21st, I believe. I'm opening up for
All right,
somebody over here.
21st. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was.
So this is a makeup show.
Plug. I wish I'd remembered.
Yeah, really. This is a makeup show. It was supposed to air last week, so that means that tomorrow night we're going to be here again, and we will have Mark Shelton and Aaron Gibson
Oh.
in the studio tomorrow night. So I encourage you guys to come out.
Aaron Gibson, he's a Durantian.
He's what?
He's a Durantian.
Yes, yeah.
you.
He's from up north.
Yeah, we're Ambrosians.
Yeah. River rats.
Yeah.
So listen in tomorrow night. It's going to be a great show, just like this one was a really great show. Had a lot of fun. Thank you
ma'am.
guys
Thank you.
for coming.
Well, thanks for having us.
Oh, hey, no
Thanks
problem.
for the beer and chips there.
For the beer and chips too, yeah. Well, I figured beer does not lend itself very well to little sweet, tasty things like brownies, which I happen to like, obviously.
If you had brownies, you'd better have some milk out there on the
I
counter.
know, right? You just beer doesn't really do that one very well, but I figured pretzels and cheese probably would. So
I don't appreciate it.
Yeah.
no problem. If you're watching this on Facebook, please send stars if you have them. If you're watching this on YouTube, and it will be up on YouTube either tomorrow or the next day, please like, subscribe, share this out to your friends. Maybe it's not something you can personally donate to, but your friend can. There's a Patreon site for us. If you want to spend $3 a month and support us, please do. Go to my Patreon site. You can do it through there. If you really want to, I have Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Please support this show in
Tips
any
are
way.
welcome.
Tips are welcome. We like
Right.
tips. Tips are
Yes,
great.
right.
I'm going to put the guitar case out for you guys. But if you don't support local music, it goes away.
Right
Okay.
on.
Now I saw something the other day that I thought this one really said something to me. Right? Instead of buying that $100 ticket for whoever that big performer is going to be up at the casino, spend $5 on a cover at a local bar, and put the other $95 in their tip bucket. Spread it out. There's a lot of places that will do multiple people in
Now
a
you're
night.
putting pressure on us, Sam.
I know.
We gotta be
I
worth
know.
that 95 when we go.
I know. But you are. You are. You're providing something. You're providing a part of your soul to help other people
Right.
have that window. And local music is so important because without it, we're just
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize, the hours we put in behind the
Right.
scenes, and what it takes for the equipment, to be finally paid for, where you're even making money off of it, And,
Yeah.
I know, I understand, because I have not recouped the cost on all
Yeah.
of my equipment either. So I get it.
Takes a
And
while sometimes.
It does take a while, but
Like I'm just paid this capo off. Finally mine, boys.
all right. So if anybody wants to do something with KJAM, please do reach out to me. I'll get your message on over to my husband so he can work on that. It's going to go through Live 365, so almost all the licensing will be taken care of.
It'll
And
be fun.
It is fun. We've worked on this before, and they're finally at a place in their
Just a radio
technology.
show.
I mean, we can pre-record things, and put
So it's
them
not a
on.
live cast like this, it's just like radio.
No,
I
it's radio, just
I
to
got the
listen
face
to.
for radio.
I know Zane Smith says the same thing, and I'm like, no, guys, y'all really aren't. Well, maybe. But again, thank you very much. I really appreciate y'all being
Thank you
here.
for having me.
Yes, thank you very much.